Back to politics for a quick minute before I close out the show with your tweets. According to CNN, Paul Dans, the director of Project 2025, the conservative blueprint for a potential second Donald Trump term, has stepped down amid intense criticism, including from the former president himself. Dans was once a top advisor in Trump's administration and steered Project 2025 as it spelled out what conservatives dreamed could be accomplished if Republicans won back the White House. Project 2025's plan to radically reshape the federal government and American life was spelled out in a detailed 900-page playbook that gave Democrats much to warn the American people about if Trump ultimately returned to power. In recent months, Trump has lashed out against Project 2025, calling some of its ideas absolutely ridiculous and abysmal. He's tried to distance himself from the work, claiming he had, quote, no idea who was behind it, end quote. Top Trump advisor Chris Lasivita recently referred to Project 2025 as, quote, a pain in the ass, end quote, for the Trump campaign. Nobody's believing that. We understand what goes on, particularly during an election year. We understand that when something potentially compromises the administration's objective and could ultimately interfere with them winning re-election and getting into the White House again, there's a whole bunch of sacrificial lambs. You didn't know what it was about. You had no idea that the Heritage Foundation was involved, that this is something that they've been doing for years. That's a lie. They're unapologetic about it, and they make sure to stake claim to what their objective is and what they really, really want. They don't want federal agencies being able to operate with impunity. They want the presidency to be able to invoke change that could ultimately cost federal officials their jobs. Along with a host of other things that liberals would obviously be diametrically opposed to. Too much to get into here. But nobody's believing that Trump didn't know the guy, that it wasn't aware of what the objective is or what have you. He needs their support, the support of the conservatives, and if the conservatives support this agenda that the Heritage Foundation has been behind, hey, that's the way it's going to be. And Trump is going to capitulate to some degree until it's not politically expedient for him to do so. So there's no surprise here. It happens in politics all the time. I have nothing to do with it. I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about. I find it appalling and ridiculous, some of the things that I've read and heard about or whatever, but it has nothing to do with me, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so be it. So Dan's is going, somebody else will be in there, and who knows what the hell they'll be doing. We'll see. But Project 2025, without question, is something that Black folks and conservatives in particular should be opposed to. Make no mistake about that.